Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another light novel review. Now today we will be reviewing Combatants Will Be Dispatched, written by Natsume Akatsuki, which is the same guy that wrote Konosuba. Now this is illustrated by Lanthanum, sorry that's a difficult name to pronounce for me, and it's published by Yen Press. Now I did read this digitally on Bookwalker, so I do not have a physical copy to show you. The demographic here is seinen according to the manga adaptation. It's classified as seinen, so we can say that the light novel is as well. Now, the genres here are isekai, science fiction, and fantasy. Now, I would actually say that this is more sci-fantasy than science fiction, but the science fiction aspects really play such a minimal role. In fact, it's more or less almost irrelevant beyond one or two cases, that we could honestly classify this as a pure fantasy and we wouldn't really have any issues with it. Now, adaptation-wise, yes, this has a manga adaptation and it has an anime adaptation that is either just releasing or going to release this year at some point. I'm not actually sure, so don't quote me on either of those things. Now, the premise here is that our main character, by the name of Six, gets sent to this new world to establish a foothold for his evil corporation slash organization, because they are almost done conquering Earth, which is pretty ridiculous, honestly. Like, the corporation is kind of wacky, but it's a good concept, and it's actually kind of fun and fits in with the author's tendency to create really crappy characters. Like, not like crappy as in badly crafted, crappy as in the characters themselves are shitty people. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It kind of really fits with that whole like shitty people being friends with shitty people and finding like a place for each other, that I would say is pretty common in Konosuba. So yeah, now the plotline here is really good. I really enjoyed it. It's not very complex. You're not going to have some crazy, interesting, amazing thing happen, but you will be entertained the whole time that you're reading this book. I actually quite like that plotline here because it pushes through and kind of gets rid of most of that like early isekai introduction to the world thing that a lot of, isekai have. Where like the whole thing where it's like, okay, he got sent to this place, he has to meet this person, then now he's on this new world and he has to go through the whole thing where he figures out what's going on and stuff. They kind of blow through that really fast because he's being sent on purpose, not because something happened to him accidentally. And they push through all of that cultural stuff by the addition of the secondary character Alice, who kind of allows Six to bypass all of that stuff. And it's good because getting over that world introduction rather quickly allows for some really good action and kind of plot development to occur instead of just the normal like mini boss thing to set up for the next volume. I mean, the mini boss still happens, but it happens actually what I would say a little bit earlier than usual, and it actually doesn't necessarily set up anything for next volume. It's just like to finish the story off for this volume, and then the next volume is going to start a new plot line, which is cool. It's a bit different from usual. The action is really nice. It's really fun. It gets interspersed with a lot of pervy moments from the main character, and there's even a sprinkling of political machinations behind the scenes to mess with our main character, which is cool. I like that a lot. It's very nice when they add political drama like that. Fantasy politics is very interesting and it's very cool to see, especially in light novels where politics really don't play that much of a importance in most of them, especially the fantasy ones. It's all mostly action-based stuff. There is some politics in some light novels, but usually I think they kind of stray away from that. So yeah, now the characters here are good. They're all crappy people, like I said, but the main character is slightly less bad than Kazuma. I'm not really sure. He might be just as bad. He's a lot more pervy than Kazuma, I think, in my opinion. Not really sure. But yeah, the main character's name is Six. He is a enhanced human, so he has these weird operations that gave him like power armor adjustments and like ways to use things that he wasn't able to before. He was with the corporation since he was a teenager, and he's basically stayed at a low rank, but he's friends with all of the, you know, people at the top. So he kind of has a weird place in the corporation, which is interesting. But yeah, I like him. Alice is an android, and she's such a weirdo. She's basically like the Megumin of this novel series. She wants to blow up all the time. Like she has a bomb inside her, you know, for self-destruct purposes, and she always wants to like do it because that's what a android aspires to or something. I don't know. It's really funny. Snow is somewhat of an antagonistic character, but she's also friends with the main character to an extent. She's really crazy and diligent and really like OCD, I guess. She tries really hard to do things the way she wants, but she's ambitious to the point where she like doesn't care who she tramples over. And I think it's a funny, kind of interesting characterization for her. But yeah, I like her a lot. And then we have Grimm, who is a love-obsessed death god worshiper. Basically, like the Lick character from Konosuba had a little sister, and we get, you know, Grimm, which is cool. I like that. And we have Rose, which is like a chimera, so she's a, you know, scientifically / magically created being, but she's like a chuny by accident. Like she doesn't really like it. She thinks it's really cringy and stuff, but she does it because her grandpa / creator asked her to act like that, and so she wants to respect his wishes, and it's really funny. I quite like it a lot. World building wise, fair. It's good enough. There's not really a game mechanic or anything like leveling up and stuff, which is cool, very nice to see. But it's a very mid-level epic fantasy type of setting. Like, it's not crazy amazing, but it's not, you know, really low fantasy either. It's very mid-tier, and it's quite enjoyable. So yeah, the best part is probably the corporation stuff, just the world building for that, not necessarily the world building of the fantasy world. So yeah, now the art here is very good. It's really nice. I like the style quite a lot, and the bits that are kind of like fan servicey are really, really nice. One of them is in color at the beginning of the page, or in one of the beginning pages. It's of Hein, which is best girl, by the way. But yeah, she's like ridiculously fan servicey in that image. So yeah, obviously fan service, there's a lot of it. It's very, very kind of like not smutty, but like very racy. A lot of comments and a lot of jokes based around fan service and, you know, like sexual comedy and stuff. So this is maybe not an adult title, but it's definitely not for young teenagers. So, you know, keep that in mind. And if you don't like fan service, this is probably not for you. Now, I would rate this a 4 out of 5. Honestly, in terms of world building and writing and stuff, this should be a 3. But just the fact that I enjoyed it so much, regardless of that, really bumps it up to a 4 for me. But it's not like good enough to be a 5, right? So I think a 4 is a solid score for this novel. I really enjoyed the action bits, the interactions between the main character and the secondary characters like Snow and Hein were really interesting and really fun. And he also had a nice, like, sweet side to him when dealing with Rose and Grimm. So, you know, it's nice. I enjoyed that. Not necessarily like difficult characterization, but like multi-layered characterization. I think a lot of light novels could do better work with that. But yeah, this was a good read. I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. It's very good. Similar titles besides Konosuba, I actually don't know. I can't think of anything that's similar beyond Konosuba. So that's it, I guess. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.